Welcome to Someday News, America's best realish news source. News so fake, it's real. News so real, it's fake. Today we examine the IRS's attempt to drain the Queen Bey's honey. The IRS versus Queen Bey, a tax tangle. That's more drama than Michael Jackson versus Prince debate. The Department of Justice, now led by Pam Bondi under President Donald Trump's triumphant return, is turning heads with a blockbuster investigation. The target? Not some shadowy crime syndicate, but the IRS itself, accused of trying to extort none other than pop royalty, Beyoncé Knowles Carter, for a jaw-dropping $2.7 million in back taxes. Yes, Beehive, the taxman came for the Queen Bey, and it's a scandal juicier botched BBL. Grab your favorite cheese pull, because this saga has it all. Mistaken identities, armed IRS agents, and a cameo from Joe Biden's mental fog. Let's dive into the chaos. The IRS's big swing at the rich. Back in 2022, the Biden administration, riding high on promises to make the wealthy pay their fair share, pumped $80 billion into the IRS to hire 80,000 new agents. The mission? Go after the fat cats dodging taxes. Think yacht-owning billionaires, not global superstars who literally run the world. But in a plot twist worthy of a Coen Brothers film, the IRS's shiny new army of auditors set their sights on Beyoncé, apparently mistaking her for a tax-dodging oligarch. The deficiency notice, slapped on Beyoncé's Beehive in 2023, claimed she owed $2.7 million for 2018 and 2019, citing unreported royalty income and disallowed deductions for everything from legal fees to a nearly $869,000 charitable contribution carryover. The IRS even threw in substantial understatement penalties for good measure, as if Beyoncé was hiding cash under her sequined stage outfits, or like Bob Mendes hiding gold brick in his closet. The irony? The IRS, which is $763 billion behind on its own bills to consultants and contractors, thought it could lecture Beyoncé on fiscal responsibility. And get this, IRS employees collectively owe $17 billion in back taxes themselves. Talk about the pot calling the kettle late on its 1040 form. If the IRS were a person, it'd be that friend who borrows $20 and then Venmos you a lecture about budgeting. Beyoncé's security sounds the alarm. As the IRS doubled down, things took a turn for the bizarre. Beyoncé's security team, probably used to dealing with overzealous fans, raised red flags when they noticed the IRS was stockpiling firearms. Yes, you read that right. The tax nerds were buying guns, allegedly to expedite past due, criminally late tax payments. One can only imagine the pitch. Forget liens and levies, let's collect taxes with Kamala's Glock. Beyoncé's team wasn't laughing. They envisioned IRS agents in ill-fitting suits storming the Knowles Carter estate, demanding back taxes while waving W-2s and AR-15s. It's the kind of image that makes you wonder if the IRS took audit to mean action movie. Meanwhile, the ghost of Al Capone, famously nabbed for tax evasion, was probably chuckling from the afterlife, thinking, these guys are amateurs. Biden's belated intervention. Fast forward to December 2024, and Joe Biden, perhaps in a rare moment of clarity or just confused by a teleprompter glitch, caught wind of the Beyoncé brouhaha. Panicked, he dispatched former White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre to nudge ex-IRS Commissioner Daniel Werfel into damage control. Fix this, Danny, Biden reportedly mumbled, possibly mistaking Beyoncé for a Delaware constituent. Werfel, sensing a PR disaster bigger than the time Hunter Biden's tax debts mysteriously vanished, more on that later, pushed the case to the IRS's Independent Office of Appeals. Beyoncé's legal team, armed with receipts and probably a few lemonade-inspired zingers, submitted mountains of documentation. By December 11, 2024, tax court judge Maurice B. Foley signed off on a settlement. Beyoncé owed a grand total of $709 with zero liability for 2019. Compare that to the IRS's original $2.7 million demand, and it's clear Beyoncé's team turned a tax nightmare into a rounding error. As Justin Miller of Evercore Wealth Management quipped, Beyoncé's team made lemonade out of lemons. But at what cost? Miller estimates Beyoncé shelled out tens of thousands in legal fees to fight a bill smaller than her monthly Spotify royalties. It's like hiring a SWAT team to shoo a mosquito. The Kamala campaign cash conspiracy. Here's where the plot thickens. Whispers from people close to the situation, anonymous sources who love drama, suggest Beyoncé's $10 million payout for a 3-minute appearance at a Kamala Harris campaign event in Houston was no coincidence. Was it hush money? A tax settlement sweetener? A thank you for not dropping a diss track called Taxman Get In Formation? We may never know, but the timing raises eyebrows. After all, this is a world where Hunter Biden's $1.5 million back taxes magically disappeared despite his unemployment and those anonymous buyers snapping up his paintings for prices that scream money laundering. If Hunter can dodge the tax man, why not compensate Queen Bey for her troubles? It's not like the IRS has a stellar track record. Ask Wesley Snipes, who did 3 years for tax evasion, or Willie Nelson, whose $16 million tax debt led to the IRS seizing his assets in the 90s. Lauryn Hill, another tax-troubled star, might have warned Beyoncé, "The IRS don't play, but neither do I." Trump to the rescue? Enter Donald Trump, riding back into the White House with a tax plan so bold it sounds like a fever dream. His pitch? Eliminate income taxes, taxes on overtime, and taxes on tips, so service workers can keep every penny when customers leave just the tip at the card reader. This is the first time all parties will be satisfied with just the tip. Wink, wink. If Trump gets his way, the IRS might shrink to a call center handling complaints about TurboTax. No more audits, no more gun-toting agents, no more Beyoncé-level mix-ups. In a world without income taxes, the IRS's $763 billion debt to contractors might just be forgiven, and their employees' $7 billion in back taxes could vanish like Hunter Biden's art sales. Famous tax evaders like Snipes, Nelson, Hill, and Capone would be out of a job in history books, replaced by tales of a simpler time when you could earn a fortune and not dread April 15th. A tax-free future. So, what have we learned? The IRS tried to sting Beyoncé, mistaking her for a tax cheat, only to settle for pocket change after a multi-million-dollar tantrum. Their own financial mismanagement and armed antics make them look less like accountants and more like a B-movie villain. And while Biden's team tried to clean up the mess, Trump's promising a future where taxes are as optional as a second helping of kale. As for Beyoncé, she's probably sipping lemonade, laughing at the IRS's fumble, and planning her next album, tax-free and flawless. For the rest of us, let's raise a glass to a world where the only thing we owe is a good tip. All the tip. And maybe a Spotify subscription to stream Queen Bey's victory lap. Thank you for watching Someday News, America's best real-ish news source. News so fake it's real, news so real it's fake. This will be news someday.